Today, here with me is Maruti Patre. Maruti is my classmate. He is my beloved friend. And today, in this interview slash podcast, we will like to know more about blockchain, decentralization, decentralized finance, and cryptocurrency from him. As I am a beginner and I'm currently starting in this phase or whatever you may call it. I will like to learn new things from people who are currently working in that field. So now Maruti will give his introduction on our interview.
Thank you, Amarnath, for inviting me to your podcast. It's my first podcast. Like I'm making my first camera presence, and it's really excited to have here and uh, be on this podcast. My name is Maruti Patre. I'm a 20 years old pursuing my engineering from Pune University, and with that, I'm interning with one prominent organization as a developer advocate intern.
I would like to add a disclaimer as both of us are native Marathi speaker. आमची मातृभाषा ही मराठी आहे. We might make a lot of mistakes in English because we are not that's not our first language. So please feel free to criticize or point out our mistake in comments. And with this, we will start with our first question. As I would like to ask a very basic question, it is what is this concept of blockchain, or if I may ask, how it works?
Mhm. Yeah. As a beginner, everyone has this question like how blockchain works. So blockchain is nothing but the database, which is just works like our current databases. So what is database? So database is something which is stores your all the data that you have shown on the internet, on the websites, or in the apps, anywhere. So that database is controlled by one central authority. So what blockchain is doing, blockchain is decentralizing this database where like people can hold their own data at their own place.
If I may ask, currently all of my data is stored in my own device, which is Samsung S21 in the local storage, and other I use Google Cloud storage. So what would be the difference between blockchain and my current storage
Yeah.
thing?
So now you are like misconceptualizing the database the that I am telling you and the one database that you are using as a
Okay.
storage.
Okay.
Like you are using as a data storage, like you are storing your data into one hard drive or into your phones or in the applications. So database is something which is applications or the website uses as their backbone
Okay.
for storing all the information. Like suppose I have my application and there you are putting your all the information about yourself, about your about you and all these things. So it gets stored into the database which company runs at their own premise or in the cloud. So this is the database that we are comparing with the blockchain. So what blockchain is doing here, blockchain is putting your data into the decentralized and the distributed ledger. So where data is actually owned, no, not owned by one company or the centralized authority, and they don't have a control on your data. Yeah.
As there are many misconceptions and we don't know much about the field, and that is why this podcast is here to understand things. So if I currently use Instagram as my social media platform, so currently Instagram stores my data in their base at wherever their headquarters is, might be in California
Yeah.
or somewhere.
Yeah.
So what, how would that change, if I may
Yeah.
ask?
So, like Instagram stores your data, and why they are storing that much of huge data with their own servers, utilizing that much of resources for storing your data. So the main thing is here, like in this century, the data is the gold. Like
Okay.
companies are using data as weapon. Like they can do anything. It can manipulate real world events, politics, anything if you own the data. So Instagram owns your data. They show you the ads based on your
Mhm.
data,
Yes.
what you watch on the Instagram, what you serve there, and according to it, they will show you the ads, and apparently you are going to purchase the products. So that's how companies are working. But as a user, I don't want someone to hold my data, or I
Yes.
don't want to have a control to on my data just because I'm using their apps and all. because they are earning lot of they are like lot of money they are earning, and I'm not getting anything behind it. Like even it's my data, still I'm not getting anything. And oh, like in that also, like they are utilizing our time and taking our time, and yeah.
I would like to one more thing here that Supreme Court of India had said that right to privacy is a fundamental right, and currently data is one of the thing which is very important. Often the government of India or even we people as a general, we ignore data. We don't think it as our private property or something like that. As much as we care about our car or bike, we should equally care about our data. Moving forward, how does blockchain work, or on which server does it work?
Okay. Yeah. So blockchain specifically works on different algorithms. So let's take an example for just basic understanding. We will get through it from the beginning, from where the blockchain has started to boom, like from the financial crisis. So all these things like the current Web3 space and the blockchain is just the path where like people got got some problems and issues with the current system that are working, like that are centralized systems. So in 2008, like people they are in US, like people don't have like didn't have any power to get their money back from the banks during that time, because bank put hold on their money. And even they have their own money, they can't they can't withdraw their monies from the bank that time. So it was very big issue. And like we can't imagine how like mess it was. But yeah, so then one person come into the picture, Satoshi Nakamoto, and he invented one protocol, Bitcoin. Like
Okay.
I think you all know Bitcoin.
Yes, we all have gone through that phase.
Due to its price, like it's around 100K, and they are like fluctuating very much. So Bitcoin was like invented for the main purpose, which is the peer-to-peer cash, which is digital electronic system.
Okay.
So where like you have the money, and it doesn't hold any authority with any central government, any power, any central power, which can't print abundant money or anything. So it's simply programmatically designed fiat that people can use for the basic simple transactions day to day life. So at the beginning, Bitcoin don't hold any value, like the Bitcoin don't have that much of value. But then it started booming, like people got its demand, and people started to hold Bitcoin. Like they want Bitcoin as their money storage,
Okay.
because they.
I would like to request my cameraman to not move the camera a bit because it is quite distracting for me. That's fine, but we will continue with it. He's a very nice person. Don't move it. Going upon, where does Bitcoin servers are, or we don't know about it, or
Mhm.
how does it work? If
Okay. Yeah. So in the hood, it's all working distributed in the ledger. So now I will give you example how Bitcoin works. So let's take an example. You have a notebook with you.
okay, like
So
this one.
yeah, this notebook, like you have this notebook, and it's a digitally connected notebook. So Bitcoin is simply a ledger like that is maintained by many nodes across the world. So where like if you are writing something into that book,
Hmm.
it should reflect into all the
All
books.
over the world.
Yeah, it into the all the books that are connected with you.
Okay.
So it's a digital notebook.
And even if I erase it in my book,
Yeah,
it will be remain on everyone, or I cannot even erase in
yeah,
my own book.
yeah. Once you written something in your book, and it will get reflected everywhere in
Everywhere.
the world. And after that, if you try to erase your notebook, it doesn't matter. Your notebook is not useful because it get reflected everywhere in the world. Now if I change the amount, like you owe me like 200 Bitcoin, and suddenly I change that amount to you owe me 1000 Bitcoin after writing the one sentence into the notebook.
Hmm.
But it doesn't matter because it already got reflected everywhere in the world.
Okay.
And every notebook has the record with its data, with its database. And after that, you don't have any power to change anything in the blockchain.
I will like to now go into some details. This is a general discussion about blockchain and Bitcoin in general. But Maruti currently work in a company which is Algorand and its Indian subsidiary Algo Bharat. So how do you like to describe your work, or how do you discover the company, or everything, the journey you have come across in last 3 years?
Yeah, simply blockchain and Web3 domain is very interesting. And I got into blockchain space around 2021, and I started to explore events and all this thing. And apparently, I got into the organization as the event organizer, you can say, as spreading out the knowledge about Web3, awareing the people about Web3, and onboarding the devs into the Web3. So Algorand is a layer one blockchain. Now it's bit difficult to understand for you all, like what's layer one, then what's the proof of work, what's all these things, because it's a technical and we need a separate podcast onto it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
We are not going into very specific
Yeah.
details, but it's a general overview of a concept.
Yeah, but if I gave you one like basic comparison, it's just one another blockchain like Ethereum. So Ethereum is the blockchain which is used for deploying your applications.
Okay.
Yeah. Bitcoin just holds the ledger where you can just write your transactions, but in Ethereum you can run your codes. Like the current codes that you are like using your apps from the Play Store. That codes you can run on the Ethereum.
Currently, if you would like to tell us what are the current projects or events which are conducted by Algo Bharat in a recent time, I would like to also add one more thing, that I was a part of one of their ad shoot on a Deccan metro station, which I did, I think last year. It was great. And what are the upcoming projects of Algo Bharat?
Yeah. So, as I said, like Algorand is layer one blockchain. So, we are looking for thriving this technology across the world, and Algo Bharat is working specifically for India because you all know, like India is a very big market for the developers and IT and all these things. So, every company is looking very optimistically in India to spread out their tech and all these things. So we as a Algo Bharat, we do sessions conducting with the universities, then going out to the different cities, conducting events, gathering devs and teaching them about how you can start developing on the Algorand, how you can go through different tasks and how you can come across the ecosystem. So we also have some projects into the into our ecosystem, like going on to it.
Okay.
So like there are projects like Mandeshi Seva, which are very big organizations itself, like they are NGOs, and like Mandeshi works here in the Maharashtra, in Satara region and also in different parts. So what they do, so like in the rural areas, in the rural areas, like female don't have any financial access to the money and all this thing because they haven't gone through the banks that much, and they
Yes,
don't
yes.
have their
They are not included in the
yeah
mainstream financial
mainstream of the
system we have, or banking system.
yeah, and they don't have the credit history.
Yes, yes, yes.
So wherever they go for asking loans to start their own businesses and or want to start their own SMEs or anything, so they don't get loans from the bank.
They don't have any
Yeah.
collateral to put.
Yeah, they don't have any collateral and also they don't have any credit history. Like nowadays banks are looking for your credit history. You know, like the CIBIL score.
Yes, yes, yes.
Banks always ask you if you want loan from the bank, you need to have a good CIBIL score. But it's very uh, you can say it's very saturated or it's very controlled by one central authority, and they don't define your all the transactions and all these things.
As earlier, a few minutes ago, he said that Bitcoin or blockchain came into mainstream during 2008 financial crisis, when people were not able to take their own money out from bank because of bank defaulted. You know about 2008 subprime crisis. we will like to discuss about some of the problems of the current mainstream financial system which we came through. As today, even today in India, these problems are not that mainstream, but in future, after 5, 6, 10 years, when technology will be very improved, it would be important for us to address these problems and then solve it. I would like to know about these problems from Maruti, and how we will try to solve or find solutions of this problem in upcoming time period through specifically Web3.
Yeah. Now, like whole Web3, around like 80 to 90% of Web3 part involved in solving the current financial issues like that central system or the centralized banking systems have. So, like whenever you send your money to someone who is living abroad or in another country, it it takes lot of time. Like it has a very
Currently,
poor
we have
process.
a Swift
Yeah,
transaction system to transfer money from
yeah,
India to
yeah.
America.
It has very poor system, and also it lacks in a time, and they like also they don't provide you the current real exchange rates. They will
Okay,
charge you higher for transferring your money, and you can't do because there is no option for transferring money from one country to another country.
how much do your bank give you transaction rate as you work for
Yeah.
Algorand and they pay you in dollars?
Yeah, but I can't reveal like, but yeah, I can.
Is it 2, 3, 4, 5 rupees less as the
Yeah,
market price?
definitely. Like now, like I think dollar rate is around 85 or 86,
Yes, yes.
and they will provide me constant rate around 82.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's around 3 to 4 rupees difference. So
So when if I have to send 1,000 rupees from Web3, how can I send it?
yeah,
If I'm a complete beginner, I don't have anything. I have to
mm,
send not thousand. I have to send 10,000 rupees to one
yeah,
of my friend in
yeah.
America.
I think we should first jump on to the problems what traditional financial
Yes.
systems.
Okay. We will continue with
Yeah,
it, and let's go to the next problem.
yeah. So like yeah. For the current financial systems, like there are many issues you can't imagine. Like we have a good access to the banks and all these things, but in other countries and in our rural areas also, people don't have access to the financial services that much. Like there are limited banks which serves and caters and fulfill the need of the basic like financial needs for the people. And with that, like they provide you the higher interest rates and all these things, but with limited accessibility. So that's the main issue. You can't make your bank account without submitting lot of documents. You can't withdraw your money without giving sign and permissions, lot of permissions if you want to withdraw higher money from the bank. Yeah, it's your money. Why they need to know why you are withdrawing that much of money? Also, according to World Bank data, I am not sure, but it's huge number of the unbanked people around the world. So that's the main issues with this current financial systems. So that we want to solve with the DeFi, so decentralized finance, which is the one of the application or the use case that is thriving on the blockchains.
Blockchain. For this video, I have also done my own research before coming to this. I would like to few more problems in the current financial system. These, as he said, it is first one is limited accessibility. Second is the cost of transfer we have to pay for Swift or even any other payment method. Third thing is currently in India or even the all over the world, all the financial institutions in a country are controlled by a single centralized bank. For India, it is RBI. For USA, probably it is Federal Reserves and other banks. Because of these restrictions, we might argue on the point that how good are restrictions or what purpose they serve. But these restrictions are one of the reason why the transactions are very slow, and due to this, people face a lot of problems. This current system is going on from a very long period of time, and people are able to find loophole in this system. So they have a lot of loopholes in banking system or even the transfer. So all the people who, with bad intention can take money out of it, and that's not good, which is currently considered as cyber fraud or cyber crime, which is a very big issue in front of our country, and we have to address this. Going forward, as we discussed about the problems in the current financial system, now we will like to see that how Web3 can provide a solution of all these problems in upcoming time through decentralized finance.
Yeah, definitely, Amarnath. Like current financial systems have lot of loopholes and poor quality of the serving to the peoples, and also the inefficiency in the working space. So what Web3 is solving? Web3 wanted to provide accessible finance to all without worrying about his identity, his accessibility, where he lives, and all these things. So Web3 just provides you access to the financial systems with all the decentralization. So how it can be compared with the bank? Now, suppose like you want to store or deposit your money into the banks. Why you do these things? Just because of the security.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, because you need a security over your money. So same thing you can do onto the blockchain, top of the blockchain. You can stake your money, you can deposit your money in the smart accounts, and it's decentralized. No one controls your money. You own your own money, and whenever you want to withdraw money, you can, like at early midnight or anywhere, any time you can withdraw your money. So this all system depends on some basic fundamentals. Cryptocurrencies are there, then stable coins are there, which serves you as the replaceable fiat. You can say you have a INR which have a value and which is a constant. So if you are coming into Web3, you also want a value which is very constant and not fluctuating, like pumping 10% in a day, then getting price down by
But
20%.
I have a very amateur question. We see a lot of coins who are valued down
Yeah.
in a day or even in some
Yeah.
hours,
Yeah. So
and many people are part of that scam.
yeah,
If I
there are two sides of coins always. So uh, how Web3 is good, it's evil. So like it provides you lot of new ways to do rug
evil things.
pulls,
Yes, yes, yes.
then taking money out of the people, because they don't understand that much. And in India, there are very low financial literacy in the people.
Yes, yes, that is.
Yeah,
Now I don't use Web3, so if I have to send 10,000 rupees to one of my friend in America, I would probably use my phone app, and then I have to transfer it to bank,
yeah.
and then bank transfer it to RBI, and then that money goes to Federal Reserve. Then they convert that money through Swift transaction. So how would you send that same 10,000 rupees?
Yeah. So what I do, I will get my money into my wallets. Like if
Okay.
I have a 10,000 INR with me,
Which are the apps for that wallet we
so
have to use? Like we have
MetaMask,
PhonePe and other apps
yeah,
for Indian payment.
yeah. So MetaMasks,
MetaMask.
yeah,
Okay.
MetaMask are one non-custodial wallet. It
Okay.
just works like your bank, you can say, where you can hold your all the coins
Okay.
and all these things, and you can send, transfer anyone. So in blockchain, your identity is defined by the address. So
Which
the
address? Is there any unique
yeah,
ID
yeah,
or
unique
IP?
ID. So it's a unique numbered ID. You can say like 16 hexadecimal and a numbered
Okay,
ID.
okay.
So it's a cryptographically
Uh,
coded public key.
does it vary from app to app, or you have that one
Like
ID and you can
yeah.
use it on every platform?
So if I have my account on MetaMask and
Okay.
I have my coins, all the balance into that ID, I can use that ID anywhere,
Okay.
because it's not like related to that app only. It's on the blockchain.
Okay.
So it doesn't hold any power with that app
Okay.
also.
That app is
Yeah.
just a service
Yeah.
provider.
That app is just providing you the interface to look out your
Okay.
coins
Okay.
that you
Okay.
have in your database
So
in
you
the
would
blockchain.
need my friend's ID from America,
Yeah.
and you have your ID.
Yeah.
So that would be enough to transfer money.
Yeah.
How much time it would take?
So it depends on the blockchain network. In on the Algorand, we use instant finality.
Okay.
So it get transferred in less than 3 seconds. So you just need to send your coins, enter amount, and enter your public like the address of the your friend who is residing in US,
Okay.
and you can just send the money in just 2 to 3 seconds.
Now, for that person, if he has to convert that money to
Yeah.
dollar,
Yeah.
he has to sell those coin
Yeah.
on the app,
Yeah, no.
and then he will get dollar in his bank account.
Yeah, so there are some like legal issues currently with the Web3 because Web3 is very new.
Okay.
And for now, like we don't have that much of solution and support from the government also because apparently it's the competition for their own system.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But yeah, people are getting optimistic about it. Like now, many people are coming into, and governments are also coming into the picture. But if you want to withdraw your money or you want to add your fiat or the INR to the blockchain, you need to use some on-ramp, off-ramp solutions. So what
Okay.
is on-ramp, off-ramp solutions? They take your INR and they sell you the coins according to the market price.
Okay.
Yeah. And suppose I want to buy one BTC, then I need to deposit 100K dollars.
Okay.
I need to give 100K dollars to that person, and he will give me one BTC. So it's regulated, like it's totally regulated on ref solutions. And there are one more like solution is there, like the P2P. But P2P is not
Person to person.
something, P2P is not something recommended, where you can sell your coins to the next person and you can take the INR or any fiat that you want directly. So it's just a person to person. Like if you have a 10,000 INR and I have a algo coins. So I will send you algo coins and take your INR, but it's something we are hiding from the government. So
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's not recommended at all. So like on ramp off ramp works mostly. They will cut your taxes and all these things. You know, like in India also they
30% tax is
30% tax,
laid on Bitcoin transactions
Bitcoin transactions and
or
all the
crypto
crypto
transactions, I would
transactions.
say in
Yeah,
general.
it's too much. Like 30% is not something that people wants. Like 30% taxes, who then it hinders the innovation because people don't want to give that much of money to the government. Yeah, yeah, it's
Also, there is not a tax bracket in crypto. So if
yeah,
you have to transfer, if you earn around 100K, it should be like something 10%,
yeah.
20%, and then 30%. That would be something justifiable. But putting a tax slab of 30% all out on every transaction is not a good idea, at least financially.
Yeah.
Moving towards the last segment of this interview, if there is a new person currently sitting or studying in first year of his BTech in Pune or anywhere around India, how can he start his journey into Web3,
Mm-hmm.
and how can he become part of Web3 companies and all the
Mm-hmm.
process you do?
See, first thing, the person should need to have a curiosity. Without curiosity, you can't do anything like in any domain.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, you need to explore the domains first, where your interest goes, and then after that, you can look out for the resources that are available on the internet. Like you're definitely like your teacher don't know about Web3 and all because it's very new, just came around 2008.
Hmm.
So they might not know about the Web3 and all this thing. So you need to learn from the internet, and there are many resources available. And the companies like Algorand and many more companies are providing you with the free resources, all the knowledge that you want to start your building in the Web3. If you are coming as a dev, it's very good.
Developer.
Yeah, as a developer, it's very good. Like you can utilize your current knowledge that you have with developing applications and all this in the Web3. And yeah, you will get paid also, like pay a lot. Like they will pay you a lot because they have like the community driven business ideas. And Web3 is totally community driven, where all the support and all the resources are developed by the community because it's believed in the open source and all these things. So you can explore the things, like there are major opportunities, like I think huge opportunities available in the Web3. And as a developer, it's you should have to be into this space. And even if you are not interested to exploring why you want to work in DeFi and all this thing, but you can start with the basic front end development, back end development, and all this thing. And then you gradually move towards understanding Web3, how blockchain works, then going into the learning about the smart contracts and all these technical thing. And then you can start your own product also, because it's very open space. You can start your own product in next day. You can like bring the users to it, and it's very open space because it's too nascent. Like internet came around 1990 and dot-com boom. So
Hmm.
there also like people speculated it is going to be very great. Like
Okay, okay.
everyone was investing into every company. So might be in that phase we had, but it's not something that you we should miss. Like we have ample of opportunities here, projects are there, and now VCs are also into the space.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Going through this podcast, we learned many things about Web3 finance and how we can transfer money. Going into the details of phase one, phase two, DeFi, front end, back end, we will do a different episode on that as basics of it. How can someone understand and do it? But today, it is a need of time that we should acknowledge Web3 and people currently working in the Web3. One of the brightest mind currently on in India or on Earth are doing their job in Web3 and they are doing great. What they need is some help or recognition from the government. And as technology move forward, it is better for humanity as whole. So we all should take part in Web3 development as a part of curiosity and also to contribute more towards finance and making people's life easy, reducing state control from their life. Maybe it is banking or anything else. It was great to learn many things from my friend.
Pardon me, Amarnath, like I just want to cut you off. Just
Yes, yes, yes.
want to take 2 minutes of your podcast. So, Algo Bharat started with bringing the innovation into the projects in India, and we have a good connect with the government of India. Like government are very optimistic on the Web3 innovations. They are just like they are just some threatened about cryptocurrencies and all these things, because there are many frauds and all. But at the innovation point, they are very supportive. Like they are providing all the resources and all this thing. Like Department of IT, like the I don't know, MIT something is the name. So Ministry of Electronics and IT Telecommunication. So they are very supportive and also started working with our organization, and hosted one course on the NASCOM too, regarding the blockchain and all. And also we have a projects that is very related and affiliated with the government. So they are bringing up the innovation and also mass users into the Web3 with the real use cases. So Algorand always focus on bringing this idea where impactful solutions and the sustainable solutions with the support of the government and all these bodies should bring into the Web3. Yeah.
As Maruti clarified and corrected my mistake, but as I said, government, it was about the government in general all over the globe.
Yeah.
But it is really good to see that my country and my government is currently helping Web3 developers a lot, and they are going uh, forward with their plan to make people's life easier. As he said, sustainable solutions should be there for this earth. It was great having my friend on this podcast. We both grew up in the same town, and it is really good to see that what he is working today and what he is doing. I am really happy for his time he gave to our podcast and all the information we were able to reconcile or we were able to gather from this. And we will see you in a next podcast with a better guest and with a better person as Maruti in episode 2. Thank you.